What's up, YouTube? I guess we'll make a video for you, kind of a simple one, because we make YouTube videos. There's not a lot going on right now, but we're gonna cut down this tree here, and it's a liquid amber tree. Nobody likes those, except in the fall they look kind of pretty. You know, the spiky balls everywhere, sweet gum. So here it is. Got the crane in place in this church parking lot. We've had some drama here because there was a car that was supposed to move that didn't move, and so we kind of manually moved it ourselves. Power lines. Jeff's been over there working the other side. Me and Damien are about to get started. Hey, thanks to Joe for the shirt. Joe Deese, thanks a lot. Not to be used for any type of wood cutting. Multitasking does provide a sense of accomplishment. We got the piranha over here, and we got the shark over here. They're about tied for production, actually. He's probably winning. Piranha's winning. It took us 700 days to get our outriggers out to be nice to the church parking lot shrubs. You know what I mean? What we're saying is this homeowner is really super cool, and she absolutely hates this tree. I mean, she's like, she wants to make sure we get all the press. We're heroes. You hear me? Today we're heroes so far. Small pick, but it was in a weird spot. Don't be judging us. have the food this lady got. So she was like, oh, I got something for you. And so she homemade, I don't even know, it's unreal. This is a chicken, I'll talk to her more about. Really memorable.
This is like pho soup almost.
Dude, I know. It's like pho.
Shit.
It's chicken, but
it's more like a homemade type thing. Wonder if you're supposed to.
It's crazy good.
Wonder if you're supposed to put those noodles or those.
So YouTube, in case somebody wants to know, I'm sure they've heard it at other places, but this chain was a square grind chain and I'm converting it to 7/32 round. So the first filing, you gotta file out that square gullet. So I get the gullet first so that I can get a nice profile on the tooth. I can get in underneath it, and then I just feather the last few strokes. Don't know if you can see that, but if the top of the tooth, if the corner sticks out too far, if it's a big overhang, then it's called an eagle beak, and it'll cut aggressive and dull quick. It'll be grabby. And if the top of the tooth is back too far so that it looks kind of like a ski jump, then that's no good either. See, look, this would be an eagle beak like that, and this would be a ski jump, you know. Yeehaw, send it. You want is just the right amount. Okay, this isn't even perfect yet, but the one I just filed is perfect right here. Do you see it? That's perfect. So here's the tooth that I'm gonna go after next. See it? It has that square grind in there. I'm gonna grind that square out. This was a race chain by the chainsaw guy, the Saw King. And so it was a new chain that he filed once with a grinder. So I'm gonna grind out that square gullet, and then I'm gonna perfect it like this. Only because I'm always filing on the go by hand, and so I don't have a grinder. I don't even use one. We hit things and we round file, and it's you can make a saw really sharp with the round file if you know what you're doing. You can go more aggressive with square, but I can get it done quicker this way. Get the gullet, start getting into the tooth all the way up to the top. Couple strokes to feather it. Feather, feather, feather. Get the eagle beak off. Get the gullet. As DBR would say, get the gullet. It's actually a thing, it's true. Get the gullet out of there. Start getting into where you're affecting the whole cutting surface of the tooth. Feather off that eagle beak until you get it perfect. Get the gullet. A little bit more filing when you're changing a chain from square to round file, but you only have to do it once. And of course I would leave it square if it was sharp right now, but it's not quite sharp enough. There's a lot of myths. You can read about them in Jerry Baronick's book, The Fundamentals of General Tree Work. It's kind of cool because I knew they were myths even before I read they were myths. Because, you know, I got my experience in the field, and I always treated every tooth as each tooth needed its own recipe, you know, because you don't know what's happened to each of them. So I got every tooth sharp was always my way. Get every tooth sharp, then the chain's done. But there's these guys with these myths about how you gotta make every tooth absolutely uniform and identical to every other tooth. So they tell you things like you gotta take all the good teeth down to the level of abuse of the worst tooth. Yeah, so they have you file away all your metal for no reason, you know, when you got one low tooth, or two or three even, no reason. Another myth or silly thing that homeowners do, I think, is they count their strokes. They count them. They're like, I gave good 10 strokes to every tooth. Well, cool, but are you blind? Did you do that because you can't see the tooth and you don't know what it needs? Why don't you bring every tooth to perfection with your file and then be done? And of course there is a time where you might be in a hurry. You just hit metal, the tree is loaded with metal, you half expect to hit it again, and you just do something real quick to try to get through until you can, so you can go home and kiss the wife and get your tuna casserole or whatever your thing is. So we have this driveway border here that we don't want to crash. So we have plywood on the lawn just in front of it and a couple of logs. The tree is gonna thump pretty hard right next to this house. So we'll cut a nice big open notch, hope there's no metal. That's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna follow it on that and inspect our preemptive work to see if we saved the curb. Always a little exciting when they come apart. We kind of thought it might. Inch is as good as a mile, eh?
That was beautiful. Oh, yes. I loved it. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yes.
So this tree is 60 years old. That's it. It was growing like crazy, sucking up lawn juice. So it's a junk tree, ladies and gentlemen. Liquid amber. Don't feel sorry for it. Here's that border we were talking about protecting. Sure enough.